Bus Gates. It's good, people. Um, Something that's a little frustrating, which it is what it is, right? So Friday, remember we were looking for these lows down here, and it was pretty much in a holding pattern, straight up higher, and then we literally gapped down below the lows. What are we doing? But again, today we're gonna be looking for lower prices. That's my thought process with continuing with us wanting to trade a little bit lower. We do have news at 10. I have to be a little bit weary of that. Now, I do have this up here. This is for me like the remaining portion of the new week opening gap that's there. If I'm using the bodies, obviously if I use the wicks, it'd be down there. We still have a little bit gap open, so it may not even need to fill that in. I just want to be aware of that. But we could potentially want to draw up a little bit higher. Now, if we take this range, like this high to this low, we're in a discount. We just take the current range that we would be in. That's very distinct here to there. Something that I did see that could give a potential like short-term rally. I'm not overall like switching to bullishness. I don't think that. But there was some SMT down here with the bond market. Remember, the bond market would be what the dollar is to euro and pound, like that. So that would be something that I am just watching, where we could potentially might get a short-term rally here if the bonds stay kind of what they're doing right now. That would be what I would be looking at, and then we'd also would need to see some type of SMT there as well. But I would love to see us trade lower. Yeah, so pre-market we're looking at this 1 hour gap here. Transpose at a lower time frame. Here's that gap on this side. And I mean, this technically is, there's no gap, but you have some overlap in there as well. So that would be it. Going to be a little bit more trading with a lot less risk, and I explained that a little bit in the Discord, because you know there were bombs being dropped, so I don't want to get caught in something that could just like literally just wreck everything, right? So this is a very I would say risky time in terms of trading, not in terms of like setups, but just like uncertainty with all that stuff that's going on. So don't want to be caught off sides, and they could come up here and clean this up, still go lower. Just have to kind of see what's going on. But that would be like my thought process. What I'd want to see is lower, because right now we're consolidating. So we know that after consolidation, expansion, we know that we're going to get that. So the last way that we came out of consolidation was lower. So my thought process is some type of manipulation. It could have already happened. There's no SMT there in any of them. So expanded. And so in here, we're in a tight consolidation range. We have news at 10. So most likely we'll be waiting for that and look to see what we get from there. Because again, like, but the good thing about indices is we can trade every single day of NFP week. If you're trading Forex, that's not necessarily the case for you. But so we get a little bit of some of that leeway, I would say. So downside targets, I would even move that. So for me, downside targets would be 24,413 and a half, 388.25. That would be like near term target if we're going lower. Best case scenario for me would be 24,109 even. That's best case scenario, which is all the way down here, right there. So that gives us some range to work within. This is like the higher time frame below. Let me show it to you. That's down here. Or no, it's not. It's this one, I think. Oh, it is this one. Sorry. So yeah, it's right down there. It's below this low. It would be best case scenario. Again, just targeting purposes. Low resistance to crude signature there. Still low resistance to crude signature here on the daily. Remember, this one's higher than this one. This one's lower than this one. So again, same signature now. Remember, we do have this daily rejection block right here that kind of overlaps with the -6.5 or part of a target I'd be looking for. So we'll have to make sure I have that on there though. I think we might get a short-term rally. That's honestly what I'm thinking right now, but just want to make sure I have that on. All right, time frame chart. So when it hits that level, I know. Okay, cool. So that's what I'm looking for. Is that what we get today? I don't know. We'll see what we get today, but I would be wanting to see lower prices, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wants to sorry, I'm over here on this other one. Potentially might want to trade up a little bit higher before doing that. So honestly liked this gap. We'll see what we get here, but I like this one. I'm trying to keep it very clean, my charts. Very, very clean. So I like this gap right here, and we'll see if that's something that it wants to trade up to. But if not, I mean, again, I like seeing it go higher first and then rejecting, but and I see this gap down here too. So we may want to trade up there if we can create some type of SMT. That would be something of interest for me. So I feel like I need more monitors so that I can look at all of them at the same time, not have to flip through them. But we work with what we got right now. So right now we had just make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah, so this low was taken out on ES and Dow. We haven't had it taken out on NQ yet. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I would like lower prices, but I mean, my target for the downside was already hit just with the gap open. So what I ideally wanted to see us do was consolidate. Like this is what I wanted to see us do. Get these equal highs there. I wanted to see us come here, maybe dip below this a little bit, come back up here, take this out, and then go lower. That's what I was expecting, but we gap down here. We already gap below these lows. So I would have liked for it like just to barely peak below here, or maybe even come below here, come back up again, and take out these highs and then go lower. That's what I wanted to see today, but it already done it. So 15-minute chart, we have this here. If we take this range down there, so to me that's right up there in a premium. I also have that high, but that's what I'm taking. I mean, you could take this one too, right there, but I'm looking at this in terms of the total range right there, because I'm looking at this like, to me that would be like a little fair value gap or expansion away. This is the high, that's the low. This to me is a premium. That's what I would look for, and then look for my setup to frame us going lower. That's what I would be looking at. Also, that would be above the midnight opening price. So be at a deep premium. So that's just what I'd want to see. Does that happen? About a minute left. We'll see what we get. Right now, I mean, this is technically. Hey, hold on. Let's actually go look at this. Our little secret. That's up there. Let me just see where this is. The low. Our little secret is the regular trading hours. Flipping through them both. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's up there. May or may not get up there. But I see this right here. That's what me for. Mitigation block. High, low, lower high. Breaking through all this. This candle here. I'm not going to highlight it, or I'm not going to keep it on my chart, but I just want you to know like what I'm visually looking at is this. But maybe want to jump into that. I wouldn't want to just short it right away, just in my opinion. I think it may want to come up a little bit higher. And if this one comes up higher first, there potentially be some SMT there, the other ones. But this one may not come up higher, and Dow may come up higher, ES may come up higher. We could get that. That's just personally what I would want to see. Like coming up higher before going lower, not coming up higher. I wouldn't want to see these get cleaned up. I just want to see it come higher, reject off of this, so rejection, or show some type of SMT inside of this as well. Then when you see that, then I would be inclined to think that potentially we'd be going lower and see that type of price action there. But just going in and shorting right away makes no sense. You're in a discount. We'll see what we're getting at this fair value gap up there. I mean, it could come up here and clean all this up too. Like I'm just weighing out. This is a level that I'd want to see price hit, and then how we respond there gives me information. That's what's important to me. How do we respond at this gap here? At the 1145 gap. That's what I want to see. I mean, could you have bought here and traded up? Yeah, but that's just not what I was looking for. So I would like if we had traded up into here, hit this level, and then have SMT with the rest of them. Actually, I think it's wrong. I've already hit it. So this is the actual gap, because this is, I think, a suspension block, actually. Yeah, look at this gap there, gap there. I want to see hit that first and see what the other ones are doing at the same time. That to me is what's important first. In my bag. So we hit that. I mean, I can go to a lower time frame, but right now it's not gonna do too much. So again, we're trading a little bit higher. Again, we looked at the gap in terms of we were in a discount. I would not want to be selling down here. You have this remaining open portion, in my opinion, just on a body body basis. So it could want to come up into here. So selling down here made no sense. So it looks like that might be something that we want to do just based off of the bond market. Remember, we got that understanding from the bond market that it may want to trade a little bit higher. Short retracement. So we'll see what we're getting here. So I'm probably gonna end up waiting for 10 o'clock because this is pretty much already screamed up and went where we were looking for. Trading up inside the gap. There is a rejection block here, which is pretty much the 15-minute chart right there. Hourly chart, same thing, rejection block. So again, selling down here would have made no sense if people were trying to do that. You're in a discount market, so you got to remember, selling at a discount, very hard to do. But on a 4-hour chart, we're actually hitting the rejection block right now on a 4-hour chart. But we're right here. I think we should want to do that. We may get a retracement, but I think this should definitely be there. Looking the way it is, I wouldn't even be surprised that we actually may try to come up there. Because again, on a 4-hour chart, take this range. Discount. So, but again, if we respond here, I understand that breaker there. High, low, higher, high, breaker, fair value gap, gap. But you need to see that reaction there. But I would assume we would attack that off of what I saw with the bond market. Yeah, these highs might be target. There. It's fine. Yeah. So those may be a target up there. It up. That's good. We didn't, trying to sell down there. Could have bought, but not what we were looking for. Some higher time frame stuff. But it was there. It was there. And so this is the Asia high. Again, my model, I look specifically for session highs and lows. So not just like any high. Like I'm not looking at this one. This is the PM session high, so that's the one that's important to me. This is the lunch hour high, that's there as well. I would mainly focus one and see this one. Then here you have you have the London high. Here you have the PM session high. So you have two, in my opinion, important highs right next to each other. Get the other ones. So Dow's a little bit weaker than the rest of them. Again, I think for me, electing to wait till 10 o'clock might be the best option right now. We have ISM numbers at 10. Yeah. ISM manufacturing PMI. So we're good. All good. So in my opinion, we hit the remaining portion of the, remember the based on a body basis, we hit the remaining portion of this. Remember, I used this high to this low in terms of where we could reach for. Now this is the highest up close candle. This would be a bearish order block there inside the range. You have the rejection block on the 15-minute chart, turning up to the remaining portion of the new week opening gap. So we'll see again. 5-minute chart's kind of where I want to stay at right now. But nice reaction from there. But again, don't need to be the first one in. Don't need to try to get all this, because if it ends up coming lower, which is what I would want to see personally, it'll give us a retracement back in. Really cloudy today. So right now, what I'm looking at right now, so you can understand why I'm looking at this high or this high. This high is higher. Let's it equal, so probably necessarily wouldn't see it trade too deep into this, but what I was just trying to looking at is what time that they formed. So this pretty much formed during the macro time, and this didn't. So that's what I'm looking at right now. What time they formed. So we may actually want to trade up a little bit higher. Yeah, we may want to trade a little bit higher. Just again, looking at the bond market. That's our inverse correlation with them. The bonds are going to go a little bit lower. Again, short term. I'm not thinking this is long term. We want to see it come a little bit lower and then attack this inside of this. So if Asia high right now, we're inside Asia high and the London low. And obviously right here, I would like to see us come down a little bit before trading up there, but yeah, so thinking we're going to want to target up here, maybe even PM session high here. Yeah, that's about it. Just have to wait. Apparently, Apex Doesn't have trailing drawdown anymore. That's pretty good. Now you can kind of trade regularly now. So you ain't gotta worry about all that other stuff that they be doing. It looks like mine reset. It looks like to me. Probably not gonna take this one. Like if it sweeps below this low and then comes up there. Just because I really want to wait probably till 10 o'clock. 15-minute chart. We have again, yeah, no gap yet. I just don't like how, at least on Apex, they don't keep your trades in. The next day happens and then they're like erase off your screen at least. Again, look at the time this one formed at 4:05. But maybe we do want to get up into this spot side liquidity pool on a higher time frame. That being the high to low coming back up here. Possible. Yeah, I think yeah, we're gonna go a little bit higher short term, but just gotta wait for a retracement. Can't just buy up here. Through the buy side once get hit there. What does that look like target wise? One. I'm such a high there. We can just do that. Same thing. So yeah, 25,124, 25,000, 149.50, roughly up there. Best case scenario. Us coming back down here though, pretty much hitting the midnight opening price. Again, I think waiting for 10 o'clock, I think is the best option here. Because we'll be expecting manipulation there. What song is this? It's a French song. I didn't even know I had French songs on my playlist. So it looks like the Asia high is definitely gonna get hit right now. So just I just highly lightened the line. So probably finna hit that. We've hit a fair value gap right there. It's this one. No. Oh, I'm on the wrong time frame. This one. 830. I don't think it's just gonna stun it. It may like add some short-term resistance to come up here, but I don't think it's gonna turn and then never not go up there. I think it's gonna definitely hit up there. Yeah, so they've all kind of hit. They haven't taken out the high yet, but they've all hit this rejection blocks, which I think is important. So again, they're all trading the same direction. That's what we want to see. Don't want to see things not trading the same direction. That means it's low probability. Right now it's trading up also into a bearish order block on the 4-hour chart. But that should get hit. We're about to have the macro time too right now, so it should hit it. My thought process is leave this open. If we create a gap here, but yeah, I feel like it'd just be I would love consolidation here, drop, then continuation. I don't think we'll get that, but that's what I would love to see. Like for the next time is it 9:50? Yeah, for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, kind of consolidate and drop. Leave these equal highs, come down, and then right up higher. Okay, so Dow traded above its high. ES did. Dow didn't, or YM did, or NQ didn't, but I think it should. Man, just waiting. You ever seen this? I don't know who got this for me, by the way. But The Office is like one of my favorite things. And this is like a little Christmas ornament thing. I just be putting it on my desk for real. The Office. In the lower time frame, there's like nothing here that I would be wanting to buy. Like 2 shots, my bro. No shot. I think we traded up to, yeah, around right here, like around where price is trading right now, is the consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. So right there, right now. We have that failure swing. Personally, like that. Now, what I want to see us do is come down into this range at the time of 10:30. So coming down here, I'd love to see that. Not 10:30, 10 o'clock, sorry. But it may not even. I'm trying to like it's not like retesting the old high and stuff. Get the regular trading hours. Oh, sorry. Again, yeah, you don't see that stuff there. But again, I want to see trade a little bit lower. And if we can come up into here. But again, I'm gonna wait till 10. So I got about 5 minutes left. 6 minutes. To see that. Like I don't want to see this get taken out yet. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so that's it. Again, take this low to this high. See how we came down to a discount with this gap specifically. Shot up to here. But I want to see us just drop. I don't want to see us go up and hit that yet. I want to see us come down. No, fail. Fail. So yeah, what gave me the understanding that we are probably gonna trip a little bit higher and not be looking to sell on this, again, was the bond market. The bond market gave me a indication that's probably what was gonna happen, especially after with time and where it occurred. It occurred down here. So that to me was important. So that was good. Yeah, it's not. Oh, am I still on? No, I'm not. The 50-minute chart again. This gap right there, the fair value gap, stifled or kind of held price lower before taking this out again. But we want to kind of see it trade a little bit lower before being able to come up here if it's going to do that, because I think we're in a discount right now in the overall price swing. Even if you use this one, you don't even have to use this one. Even if you use this one, still believe we're in a discount right now. So premium market would be up here. You do have that bearish order block that it could trade to, and 50% would be up there. So I'm looking at. So again, we got about 3 minutes until some action going. Let's get stretching a little bit. Make sure we're ready. That's how I feel right now. Just waiting. Make sure they ain't doing nothing else. Yeah, so again, want to see it trade a little bit lower. Even inside of this range down here, in 2 minutes it could just scream up higher. I want to see it drop. There's nothing in here I would be looking. Even this gap. Nothing. First presented fair value gap is down there. Don't even think it should get hit or traded to. Again, originally I was looking for price to come up here and then trade lower. It didn't give that to us. With the bond market doing what it's doing right now, I'm more likely to assume that it's probably going to try to trade up to these highs or maybe even up here. But we were looking for this potential opportunity for price to trade up to here first before going lower, because on the 15-minute chart, this is the opening range this is the, not opening range, but this is the range that is left between the bodies of this new week opening gap. So I was not willing to take anything down here. But we have about a couple minutes left, seconds left. Now the news will come in, so now we should see some movement here. It should start to move. And if it doesn't move, then there's lack of movement. That's also something that shouldn't happen. It's high impact. It should be moving. The bonds look like they're dropping quickly. But the bonds are dropping quickly. This should go higher, but I need something to frame it off of. I can't just buy it right now. It's a drop. It could drop below here. This is a fair value gap, and may not even need to trade too deep into this. In the 15-minute gap, it traded into already. See that? Now it's what reaction? Hey, FVG spotter, how are you doing today? How you doing today? I want to see it trade a little bit deeper, personally, but we may not get that. May not get that. So it may be in a hurry to do that. So we'll see what we get here. If it doesn't end up trading lower, expands away, and then comes back down showing displacement before taking any of this out, I'll take a buy. But that's the criteria that needs to happen. Live from Costa Rica. Hey, how you guys doing? Live from Costa Rica. Yeah, so we're pretty much looking for higher prices right now. See if price wants to draw up into that. But gotta see the signatures first. So what we're basically looking for is something like this to occur above this high, but not without taking this up here. So that's what we're looking for right now. When that signature, or if that signature occurs, then that's what I'll be doing. If not, then I have to wait for it to come a little bit lower. What I don't want to see is it just kind of consolidate the rest of the day. That's not a great idea. But the bonds are dropping, which means that these should be going higher. But we don't like to buy up in premium markets. It's like we don't like to sell down there. So, oh, the Asia high hasn't been tapped yet. So again, I would like to see some type of displacement. We do have this gap here. So this would be technically a what is it called? A silver bullet model. But again, I need to see displacement occur. I don't want to see just this. This is consolidation right now. So we hit the opening of the order block, so we should see some type of displacement here. Take this out, red line. So we hit it there. So now what's our reaction from that? I would like to see displacement, but not too much, because I want to see if we can leave some range up there. That's what I would be looking for, if it can do that. My least favorite trade setup is when it hits a level and then comes down. That is my least favorite one. Least favorite. So I would want to see it kind of come down a little bit, or like blow right through it. It's not doing that right now. It didn't show that signature. See something like this. You see how this has what this has done? So ES for me, I would like that better. I just don't trade it. It's not working. You take from there to there, and this gap, this to me would be, I would have a higher chance, or like trading this better. So this may create another turtle soup run. I don't know, but it may do that based on where this is. If I'm just looking at this range, you have to buy below this line. So we'll see like where this is, if it can even reach down there. That overlaps with this gap there. So we'll see what we get. I wonder if we get like another run lower. This one doesn't do it. Oh, sorry, this one doesn't trade lower. It trades here, responds. This one trades lower, takes out all this, and then trades higher. So we could get that. And then we have some targets above here where price could reach towards. But like for me, I don't want to buy right here, personally. Just for me, it's just not it. It'd have to go deep into this order block, and I think that this could trade a little bit deeper. And if this trades a little bit deeper, this could be the one that takes this out. So I think I'm gonna, like, if there's nothing here by 10 o'clock, I mean by 11 o'clock, I'll probably just close it. 11:10 probably. It's a macro time. But I'm not just gonna sit here all day trying to find something. Yeah, but just need to see this signature that I'm looking for. Not here yet. I mean, there's a fair value gap here, but that's not my signature right now. But honestly, this is very quiet for a high impact news event. I would like to see it drop a little bit lower and then move away. But this is not doing much right now. We're starting to get a little bit of excitement there, so we may want to trade up there, but higher, which is fine. And we'll take that if it can offer that. Like, it needs to start showing those signatures, and when it does that, then I'll buy. But what could happen is it could show like no real displacement and kind of just do something like this all the way up, and I don't really want to be taking that today. Again, if you take this range here from this low, which there's SMT at anyways. If this low is lower here, this one is higher here, this SMT. So again, like it trading down. You have to reclaim this gap here for me to take it. And see where this is. For me, it feels very. And I give it to me. So if anything, I'll try 1 if it does that. But this needs to be down there as well. If it trades into this gap, it could reclaim that. And we'll try that. As long as this is trading deeper. I don't like how it's stalling above this. Personally. I want to see what this looks like right now, though. So the gap that I'm specifically looking at, if it can even trade to it, is this one, but it may not even come back down. But to me, that's a gap there. We have SMT there. I want to go to actually this. Hold up. What time frame is this? The 1 minute chart. Okay, yeah. If it can do that, I'll take that. So that would have been the better option. Good morning, Kwame. How you doing? So initially we were looking for lower prices. It didn't give that to us. Well, that's not true. We were looking for price to actually draw up here first and see if we can get some reaction lower. We didn't get that. So I'm thinking maybe it wants to kind of clean up here and see that based on a higher time frame, this would be a discount level. I'm sorry, premium level. We're in a discount. We don't want to sell down here. So tried to see if we could get a retracement here, but we may not get it. This, I think, was the buy here. I want to see a little bit more reaction because we have SMT here with this gap. And then on the bonds, we also had a little bit of SMT there as well. So that was the that was there. Yeah. I'll be yours again. But I just feel like it's gonna slow grind up there. Because there's no real gaps. There's this one, but there's really nothing there. So we have almost closure with, yeah, in the next 2 minutes, if it goes above there, there's closure. There's an institutional order flow entry drill there. So going on a 5 minute chart, it didn't trade down to the 5 minute gap. It left it open. So then when you go to a 1 minute chart, it had this right here, which I liked, but I wanted to see more. It didn't give that to me. So couldn't really do anything with that one. And then higher time frame, this buy side here. And then ultimately this. So that Buy side there, buy side here. So we'll see if we can get anything prior to it trading to these levels. If it can't do that, then there'll be no trade for today. But you see how it's kind of just like slow grind, slow grind, slow grind, really not creating expansion. Now, ES is kind of doing it. Kwame, you do anything today? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I think so. But yeah, so this gap is still in a discount. Very aggressive entry would be right here. I just don't know. That's something that I want to take. Okay, that's right. Okay, cool. Glad I'm saying that right. This order block though, like I've for me, it's like I want to take this because I feel like it's just gonna just continue to go higher, but just because I feel that on your hands, yeah. I think potentially kind of coming up there and drawing up into that might be the option. When you look at this range, I just think this could come back down, so I don't really want to buy that. Can I put an alarm here, actually, low key? And bet. So potential. This could be setting up a premium market. Get SMT there as well, but it's on a 1 minute chart. So yeah, overall, I was looking for sales, but I want to see it come up higher and then sell off. I didn't want to see it just sell off from where it was. I don't think it made sense. To the hourly chart. We hit this. We use this side to this low. We barely trade up into a premium, but that's all that's necessary sometimes. It's just that, right? We don't need it to go all the way too deep, and that would show weakness if it can go up there and then reject immediately. So right now, what's left is that. That would be what's left. So here's an order block that I said I wanted to buy, but we'll just let it go. Because like this, I don't like this. I don't like the way the price action looks. So we got until a little less than an hour, pretty much. We'll be sitting here. Because this doesn't look like this is what I want to see. And then entering it off this. I don't really like entering when it looks like this. So this is the low, the 10 o'clock candle. Oh, dude. What's good? Good, man. Lick, man. What did you have you done anything today? I will. Costa Rica vibes. Good morning. Good morning. So was looking at pre-session for the 5th. Yeah, bro. I saw that down here too. Down here, yeah, that was nice. Thought about it, but it's not my my setup right now, but I thought about that. I think you're talking about this one, right? Because I was looking at the bond market, and that's what made me be like, oh, we're probably gonna go up here. Yeah, that one. Yeah, seen that one too. Yeah, there was SMT. Like if you go look at the bond market, there was SMT right here at the same time. Like at the 30 year went higher. But yeah, so that was a nice one. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, so I think, trading up into these highs would be where it potentially wants to sell off. Because again, we're in a discount. Technically, fair value gap on a 5 minute chart is here, but I don't. That's where the fair value gap would be. But I just don't like how it's slowly grinding, slowly grind, slow grind. Like there needs to be some expansion. There's zero expansion in this. Like for me, let's say like something like this were to happen. Were to come down here, expand away, and do something like that, I'd take that. But this price action here, I just don't like the way it visually looks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that pre-market one was a nice one. I saw that. See, I need to figure out how to put like I would say music, but like some background sounds to this because sometimes I ain't gonna hold you. It'd be boring like watching price sometimes when it's not really doing anything. We have immediate rebalance on the 15-minute chart. Usually when you see that, you have some type of breaker or litigation block. So taking this low to this high, this is a discount of this range with SMT right there. Trading into a higher time frame array. If it looked visually better, I would take this, but I don't like the way it looks. Mm-hmm. Because if it does come out here and expands away, that makes this a mitigation block. And the second leg, it should be quick. Be very, very quick. Shouldn't be a long trade if that's the case. So it would have to go below this red line. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But let's put it back on the 1 minute fair value gap. How close? Okay. So again, if this was visually better appealing, this would be a buy right now into this. Stop loss would be like below mean threshold of this, like 2 ticks, something like that. Targeting up there. But I don't like the way that looks. Also trading into a new week opening gap. That's a nice reaction there. From here, need to kind of see continuation of that. Well, I will love you. I mean, hopefully we're not all up here yet. But if it can do that, I'll buy inside of these candles. Needs to show some strength here. But I'll buy all inside of this. Especially if it can get above it. I'll buy inside of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it needs to be up a little bit higher, like inside that gap. Different. So what I wanted to see was it close above here. It didn't even do that. I will. So that's it. Need you in my life. So if we can close above this and trade down into it, not be too far away. Like I have just so much on my chart right now. But yeah. We need to close above that. It'd have to do that. If it doesn't do that, then there's nothing here. There's a gap here. See that? I mean, that's a nice reaction from here. Ideally, we want to see it left open. Don't even want to see it traded too. But I feel like we just kind of ran up in here. Right here. Closing above this, to me, would be ideal. But if we can't do that, that's showing. Let's look at the other ones. So if I was long here right now, the way it's reacting, I would want to see it start moving. Because there's SMT here, that's why I would have expected this to already be doing something, the fact that it's not. Again, this could create SMT here where this goes below the low. This one doesn't and supports it, goes up higher. That's also possible. But I know price-wise, we did complete the... That was loud in my ear. So, price-wise, it did hit the close of this. So, oh no, it didn't. Not yet. We have this left. No, price-wise, it closed it. So, we may actually get a lower price action actually right now. Let's put that back. So we've completed the gap. Give me just just look at the bonds right now. Good time. So right now I'm just looking at the bond market to see what we're getting. We're getting any indication that this could potentially be a turning point because we've closed in this gap. Not with the bodies, but with price we have. We traded up into that. On an hourly chart, we traded up into a premium. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So what I'm trying to see is this any indication of this as being a turning point. We had displacement here, but it's not true. Not true displacement. Again, clear sell side there, but nothing brewski. What's up? We have about 30 minutes left. If nothing's, has formed yet, then there will be nothing for us to do today. The pre-market would have been the best one, but saw it just didn't take it. And would have never taken this one. To me, there, if I was targeting up here, didn't give what I was looking for. We traded up into the bearish order block, the mean threshold of it. We hit that. But again, there's no displacement yet. I mean, displacement would give a better idea that this could be, because we've closed in the gap on a new week opening gap. That would show some type of, that's a key level. And need to show displacement though. Leaving a gap here, I would like that. But this would have to form. And if it forms, so it didn't do it there, but actually no, when it does a fair value gap, I'll actually do a box. So we're good. So right there, it didn't form the fair value gap. It immediately rebounds. So current range here with this expansion is this on there. Looks like it wants to rain outside actually. Crazy work. Again, no displacement here. Only displacement we have is here. Nothing in here is displacement. So it's very deep into the order block. See this performing this on this maybe would have taken it. But I don't know. I haven't back tested and studied where if it does it on this one, I'll take it on this one. So that's why I'm not doing that right now. But if this was on this one, I probably would have taken it based off of where it's at. Because it goes with what initially I was looking for down there. But not just trying things right now. Love me. We may not get anything today. I'm not just trying to like just do something just to do something. So if it doesn't show, it just doesn't do it. And when you see a fair value guy get placed below a low, like show real displacement, I'll take that one. Until that. So for me, I think this is looking at these equal lows here. And they may not get hit. But again, my higher time frame bias is lower, but when it traded up higher into a premium market, I'm just looking for displacement, but shark bait. There we go. Yeah, this price action is just not looking yummy. It needs to. I want you to know. If you use the Asian range, so not the Asian range, the midnight opening range, the high that you get projected is actually 24,946 and a half. And the high here, I mean, you can't see it's up there. The high here is 24,947.75. So, you know, you get pretty close. And if that's the high of the day, that's pretty nice. But that's the midnight opening range, and then using 2 standard deviations above. The second one is up here. All the right family. Yep, so might not have much today. So if this goes up there one more time and this doesn't, yeah, when I'm looking on the bond market, they look like they're just dropping. So this should go higher. Looking at the bond market. But again, you have to see displacement. It's not just price coming up and going down and up. Like I want to see it just move away. So this candle here. Not me. This candle here is of importance to me. This one specifically. Look, I just have so much on here. Hold up. Okay. This candle here. So I want to see this 1038. It shows support. Get above this on a closing basis. I'll buy one. It's just kind of late. So for me, that's why I'm willing to do that and see if we can run up here. Maybe two, just so I can take partials. But that signature has to occur. We have to close. We have to be above this. And if we could trade back down into it, I'll take it up to here. It needs to close above it. I'm gonna buy two here. I'm gonna take one off, or let's have them both go in there. And then so I'm gonna take one off. I have like stop losses here. I'm gonna take one off. Sell one there. Change that to. So we'll see what we get here. This is a trade setup I'm taking. Seeing this as a mitigation block. I'm saying that we have this fair value gap here. And we're gonna look to see if we can take out this high. That's gonna be my idea based off of what we've seen here. We came down to the mean threshold, we expanded away. This candle to me would be a mitigation block. Unable to take out this low. I want to see if we can trade up and take out this high. That'd be the trade set for right now, if that's possible. But need to watch the other ones on a 1 minute chart because we're off the 1 minute. So that's what I'm watching right now. See, I mean, ideally, I honestly probably wouldn't even let it come all the way down there, but this I can watch there because I have the other ones on the other chart. So I want to see us expand above this. So if we can get above this, this will base on to see what I'll be doing here. And take this off. So for me, this was a mitigation block. Yeah, I know. Like it needs to start going now. If it doesn't do that, then this is cooked. It needs to go. It doesn't do that, it's cooked. So I'm watching the other ones right now to see if they're gonna give that same. For real, I really want to take one off here. I'm actually gonna do that if it can do that. If it can do that, I'll take one off there because it needs to go. You said it will. I'm not in LOL. Yeah, this needs to like start trading up there. So if it takes out that high, I just don't like where the other ones are. But this should have no issue getting up there. If it does that, then I will be able to reduce my risk a little bit. I don't want to see SMT form. Low key, the other area is actually I'll just leave that one there. Actually, this is a little bit too much stalling. It needs to kind of make some moves here. Time is it? 10:46. So if we can get that, I will reduce my risk a little bit on this, probably right below this order block if it can trade up there and take out that high. That's if it can do that. Mm-hmm. 10:46. The other ones look like they're trading pretty low. So the consolidating right below the high is better than it doing pretty much nothing. Oh, bro, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Okay, cool. So need to see some expansion here. I need to change this to 1. So that's best case scenario. For me, I'm gonna put this there and I'm okay with what happens. I don't like where we are and just let it go. Because for me, it shouldn't be doing that right now. Okay, cool. I'm done. Well, that's it. So today I made what 303.92. That's it. I'm not taking any more today. I would have loved to see it kind of expand above and below, not come up there and do that. That's why I specifically did that. But that's it today because it should have expanded above that and it didn't do that. So that's the trade I have for today. I almost moved this, by the way. I almost moved this up to 971.75. Now, I thought about putting my stop loss there, but when I look at, and this could go up higher and I would be okay. When I look at all the other ones, they're not even close to this. So I'm okay with my decision. I'm really actually proud of that. I don't even know what it was per. Yeah, so 58. So yeah, it's so weird on the other ones how sometimes it's fine, other times it's doesn't work like that. But yeah, so it should have ran above that high and not did this. So it potentially looks like it wants to go lower, and I'm not taking any more today. So yeah, I took 2 purposely so I could take off something if it was not able to get up there. But it's okay if it ends up going up there. I just don't like the price action. It shouldn't wick like that. It should just go right through. So, but all right, bet. So I'll be on tomorrow again. So hopefully be able to get in something that actually moves like this. But we'll see how the day finishes off. But I'm gonna just screenshot this so I have this, and then minimum stop loss would have been like right here. It wouldn't have been that too crazy, but I would have expected or wanted to see at least a gap, and then if it comes down, that's different. But so if it ends up working out, that's fine. Put that in there, and then come back later, and I'll do my end of day stuff. So that's it right there. But yeah, pretty good at least timing wise and waiting for it. It goes up there. That was like the ultimate target, but so we'll see what if it gets up there. All right, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing rest of your day. Pretty much done. There's no point for me to try to get back in or do anything like that. It's not that it's kind of consolidating. If it gets up there, that's great. If not, that's fine as well. So appreciate you guys. Yeah, for always hopping on and being here. I'll catch you guys again. You can always message me in the Discord and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.